The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is not a cult. But I say that with a level of understanding for how some people could think that it might be a cult or that think that it is a cult. If you are familiar with the BITE model, it goes through the 4 different areas of control that are exerted by different cults. Behavior, behavior, information, I can't remember what T is, and emotions. So, what is T? Okay, I might come back and do this video after I have a chance to look at it again. But basically, our church asks a lot of its members and has been called a high demand religion. And because of that, a lot of people assume that we are a cult or have come to the conclusion that they believe that we are a cult. But we are definitely not a cult. We do not fit the full definition of that. And again, what is asked of us truly is what's been asked by God. A lot of it is consistent with the teachings in the Bible. And so therefore it is not original to our leaders. For example, tithing, Malachi talks about bringing your tithes. And so that is not something, a leader is like, oh, you need to give me all of your money. It is a financial control aspect if you want to look at it from the BITE model, because it is, financial obligations that are required to be a member. So that doesn't make it a cult. But for some people, I can see how they would think that. We do have strict, rules on behavior. So, our word of wisdom, what we're allowed to partake of, especially if we want that temple recommend that I talked about. But again, we're not forced to do those things. They're choices. But if we want to live to a higher level of membership within the church, then we choose to do those things. But we're not forced to. We do focus on being positive thinking, but that's not because we're coerced into that. I think members in general have a positive outlook because we believe in, redemption, and we believe some core doctrines that give you a lot of peace of mind, that we have a creator that's our father, and that we're his children here on earth, that he's looking out for us, things like that. So it's not forced positive thinking, but yeah, we do tend to think pretty positively. And I'm trying to remember what that T is. Oh, it's thought. It's so funny that that's the one that I would forget. So, that kind of goes to the positive thinking that I was, mentioning, but basically, our thoughts are not controlled by the church. We are, again, encouraged to have, good thoughts. We are taught, purity of thought, which I think is a good thing for everyone. Do we want people to go around having, villainous thoughts about everyone? We should have positive thoughts. And the more I'm learning about the science behind our thinking, it's wow, our church was right on this. Kind of like I've talked about before with other things that the church has been right on the word of wisdom and morality, things like that. So yeah, our thoughts really do matter, and it's important because science is showing that we become what we think about. And I want to think about celestial things because I want to become celestial. So, and also I will say one more thing on the emotions, because I kind of talked more about thought on as far as that one goes. I said E was for emotion, but then I kind of talked about positive thinking. Emotions being controlled, basically that's the idea that coercion or fear are used to keep people in the organization. If you leave the cult, these bad things are going to happen. But I even said that in my previous video. I'm not saying anyone's going to go to hell if they leave the church. I just don't see how their life is going to get any better. And we're not taught that in the church either. If you have your membership removed, then basically you're doomed forever. It's just not taught. We do believe that, like I said, there are certain things required if you want to, experience full membership in the church. If you want to be able to go to the temples, you're going to lose those things. Obviously, if you take your names off the records, you can't go get a temple recommend and go to the temple. But that also doesn't mean that you're damned. And this idea that fear is keeping everyone in the church, I don't really buy that. I'm definitely 100%, 110%, 1000% not staying because of fear. I could leave the church today. I'm not scared of that. I'm staying because I want to stay. And again, I talked about this before, my life is better. Anyway, this is a religion, not a cult. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching.